Yes, yes, yes. Another episode SRL Sports Rapping Life. Salute. I'm your boy Sports King, of course. You know the slogan. Let's talk about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and touch on my predictions after week number 5 in the NFL. If you missed my previous blog, I did post my predictions, so you guys want to go ahead and check that out. But we're gonna get right into it. With the Thursday night game of last week, which was the Patriots and the Colts. I did start off 1-0 because I did predict the Patriots to win, and they did win, defeating the Colts 38-24. Terrific. Tom had a good game. I mean, he threw for over 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They're now 3-2. The Colts are now 1-4. Great win for the Patriots. I definitely think it was a much needed win, especially going down 2 games. But I'm really concerned for the Colts. I don't know what changes need to be made. It really looked like some personnel changes, in my opinion. Andrew Luck, even though it's good to see him back, I mean, but he still are making too many mistakes. He's even making mistakes I feel as though rookies should be making, and he's now to me considered a vet in the league. So now with their records, it's just really concerning. So they definitely need to make some adjustments, quick, fast, and in a hurry, especially leading into week number 6. But great win for the Pats in that win against the Colts. So we're gonna definitely get into the Sunday night matchups, and I'm gonna let you know how I ended in week number 5. So kicking it off was the Broncos and the Jets. Looking at that, I did predict the Broncos to win. I did lose in that matchup. The Jets won 34-16 in a much needed win. The Jets, as I mentioned, I always was stating that week after week, I never predicted them to win. I was having concerns with them, but they came out and they put up points. Looking at that matchup, man, Sam Darnold, taking my hat off. Salute to Sam Darnold, coming out there, throwing for 3 touchdowns in that matchup. Great game plan that they executed, and a great win. I know the Broncos. I really feel like the Broncos is definitely underestimating them, in my opinion. But they came out, they showed up, and they conquered, and they had a much needed win for the Jets. Now improving to 2-3. The Broncos are now also 2-3. But great win for the Jets in that matchup. Next, we had the Packers and the Lions. I did definitely predict the Packers to win. I was coming out saying, you know what, not Aaron Rodgers. You can't go against him. Let's go. The Lions, I don't think they just have enough. But the Lions came. They came and they defeated the Packers. The Packers lost in that matchup 31-23. Aaron Rodgers, even though he looked good, 442 yards, 3 touchdowns. Matt Stafford threw for 2 touchdowns. And they just had a great game plan. Great game plan even on the defensive end. I just don't know. Looking at it now, I'm having concerns a little bit about the Packers. I do think they would make the necessary adjustments, but just looking at that matchup and as I was analyzing that game, the Lions they just came in. I mean they were making less mistakes than the Packers throughout that game. And when it comes down to football, the least mistakes you make, the chances of you winning are definitely are greater, and a great win. And the Lions needed a win in that matchup. So taking my hats off. Great win, but not so for me. I was upset. I'm like, man, I'm down 0-2 already. So great win for the Lions in that matchup. Next, you had the Giants and the Panthers improving now to 3-1 because they did get a definitely win. The Giants are now 1-4. The Panthers won 33-31. Looking at that matchup, what a great win for the Panthers. It really went down to the field goal play, and you got to take your hats off to Graham Gano. I mean, nailing that 63 yards. Wow, 63 yards. Great. I think that was a record, if I'm not mistaken. And they definitely, what a great win for the Panthers. The Giants looked totally upset. I know they were upset. I mean, look, they were just like, what? What's going on? Odell Beckham and the crew, because I mean they came down. They tied up the game, but it just wasn't enough. Great win for the Panthers. Great team camaraderie. They needed that. Improving their record now. So great win for the Panthers. Next was the 3-2 Titans against the 2-3 Bills. Uh, the Bills came up. They were victorious, defeating the Titans 13-12. Even though Marcus Mariota threw for 129 yards, I predicted that he would have a big game. No, it was definitely a short game as far as the points were made. But yeah, the Titans, they're hot and cold to me, man. I just never know. 1 week in, 1 week out. So yeah, this week I really felt like, and that was a question that I posed: are they going to keep up on that momentum, or is it going to be a downward spiral for them? And it was definitely a downward spiral. So take your hats off to the Bills in that matchup. Next was the Falcons and the Steelers. As I stated in my previous blog, I was just really stating I didn't know who to pick because week from week you never know what you're going to get between these two. I was leaning towards the Falcons, but the Steelers came out and they were definitely victorious in that matchup. The Falcons did lose 41-17. Take your hats off to Antonio Brown, 6 receptions, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's why he states that he is the best player in the league. I mean, he looked phenomenal in that game. Great. Just making great catches as he does week in and week out. That's why he states he's the best player in the game and the best wide receiver in the game. So yeah, great win for the Steelers. In that matchup, the Steelers are now 2-1. The Falcons are now 1-4. Having concerns for the Falcons, man. Falcons, you guys better come up and you guys better start winning immediately. Immediately, you guys better start winning. I'm telling you guys, because with the roster you guys have, you guys shouldn't be 1-4 right now. So you guys better definitely make some adjustments quick, fast, and in a hurry. Great win for the Steelers. Next, we had the Ravens and the Browns. I predicted the Ravens to win. The Browns came up victorious, improving their records 2-1. The Ravens are now 3-2. This game went down to overtime, 12-9. Baker Mayfield, he looked great, throwing over for 300 yards. One thing, as I mentioned, man, even though I lost, I did state the Browns are going to win about 8 games. Don't be surprised if they make the playoffs. I've stated this in previous blogs. So the documentation is there. Documentation beats conversation. So go to my previous blogs and you'll see that on there. Great win for the Browns. I predicted the Ravens to definitely win, but the Browns came up, stayed strong, nailed it in overtime. Great win in the overtime win for the Browns. Next was the Bengals and the Dolphins. People know win, lose, or draw. I'm always going with the Dolphins. Hey, Dolphins week in, week out. Dade County, Dade County. But the Bengals came. Salute to them. A great win, 27-17. Ryan Tannehill only throwing for 185 yards. Now the Dolphins are now 3-2. The Bengals are 4-1. He threw 2 interceptions. Very concerning. One thing with the Dolphins, and all my Dolphins fans know, sometimes we start off fast, winning. And then when we hit and we plummet fast. And we can't recover from that. And I hope that's not happening with the Dolphins losing 2 straight now. I mean, if that is, it won't be a surprise, but it's just somewhat shocking and disappointing a little bit. Not even shocking is the right, just disappointing. I mean, for us to start so hot and then now just going cold. But we're going to definitely go ahead and we're going to stay positive and optimistic. But great win for the Bengals. And the Bengals 4-1. I mean, great start so far for the season. Next, we had the Jags and the Chiefs. I predicted the Chiefs to win. And I also predicted that this will be the game of the week. A lot of people were really saying Patrick Mahomes didn't quote unquote play a good defense. I mean, they definitely got a scrappy win. The Jags defense did come to play. The Chiefs won 30-14. Patrick Mahomes threw for about 313 yards, but the thing is, he threw 2 interceptions. He threw no touchdowns this game. And I want to say, this is the first time he threw an interception. So that speaks volumes on the Jags defense. I mean, they definitely came. A.J. Boye and the crew really looked great on the defensive side. But Patrick Mahomes was still throwing precise, great passes. And even in one of those interceptions, it was kind of like a batted ball. It wasn't like a mistake of his. But great win. I mean, improving to 5-0 and staying undefeated. As I mentioned, I predicted the Chiefs and the Rams would be to remain undefeated in week number 5. But great win. Now the Jags are now 3-2. Next was the Raiders and the Chargers. I predicted the Chargers to win, and they definitely did win 30-14. Excuse me, they definitely did win 26-10. Phillip Rivers threw for 339 yards, 2 touchdowns, improving their records to 3-2. The Raiders are now 1-4. Just concerning for the Raiders. You would think with an office of a staff that they have, as far as Derek Carr, Amari Cooper, Marshawn Lynch, that they would definitely be doing more and getting more wins. But to be 1-4 now, I don't know. I know Raider fans out there. One thing with their fans, they are die hard, but they definitely will call you out. So Raiders are also a team. You guys better start putting up some W's in that column. We need some W's in that win column. Great win, needless to say, for the Chargers. Next was the Vikings and the Eagles. I predicted the Eagles to win because I was stating that they're Super Bowl champs. They know how to make adjustments, but they did lose to the Vikings 23-21. Kirk Cousins looked great, throwing for 301 yards. They are now 2-1. The Eagles are now 2-3. Eagles, to be Super Bowl champions and now to be 2-3, you guys better make some adjustments. You guys better make some adjustments over there. Great win for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins really looked great in that game. He just was throwing passes and throwing them precise on the money. Really, nothing the defense could do. Great win for the Vikings, and also a much needed win for them as well. Next was the Rams and the Seahawks. As I mentioned, did predict that they will win, and I got a win. They defeated the Seahawks 33-31, improving to 5-0. The Seahawks are now 2-3. Todd Gurley looked great, rushing for 3 touchdowns. Jared Goff 321 yards, even though he threw 2 interceptions. He did throw a touchdown. Great win for the Rams. And the question I want to pose out there: are we going to see a possible Super Bowl matchup between the Rams and the Chiefs? Who knows? Who knows? Let me know. Great win, remaining undefeated for the Rams. Next was the 49ers and the Cardinals. I lost in that matchup. I predicted the team to win, but unfortunately, it did not go in my favor. 49ers looked great in that matchup, improving now. They're now 1-4. Rosen threw for 170 yards. And a touchdown. Give it up to the Cardinals. As I mentioned, the Cardinals needed this win. I was stating that they really looked like they didn't get along. They really looked confused, but they came out and they had a great game plan. I predicted Jimmy G and them to definitely win, but give it up for the Cardinals. Great first win of the season. Much needed win for them as well. And we'll see what happens as far as what type of momentum would happen moving forward now from this win. But great win for the Cardinals in that matchup. Next was the Cowboys and Texans. I predicted the Cowboys to win, but I did lose. Texas came out in overtime, winning 19-16. Deshaun Watson threw for 300 yards. Dak Prescott threw for over 200 yards. But really, it came down to the defense, man. I'm talking about this was a hard-hitting game. This Texans rivalry between the Texans and the Cowboys is personal. After the game, I seen the Texans fans even yelling at the Cowboys, "Get out of here! Go back to Dallas. You're not welcome here. We don't want you here." I want to say there was even a fight, if I'm not mistaken. But Deshaun Watson taking a lot of lickings. He was getting punished, but still standing up, letting them know, "I'm still here. I'm still here." I think it was even concerning. They were even checking him out throughout stops. They would kept saying, "Hey, are you all right?" Checking his bag. But I think Deshaun was like, "Leave me alone. I got this." And he showed that, you know what, I'm gonna stay strong and I'm gonna be here for my teammates. Even listening to the post game, he was saying, "I'm doing this for my teammates." So great win for the Texans. Cowboys, I don't know. I was going for you guys, but man, could give it up for the Texans defense. They also look good. The Cowboys defense look good as well. But it came down to that overtime, and Texas fans, great win. Next was the Monday night game, which was the Saints and the Redskins. The Saints did win, improving out of 4-1. The Redskins are now 2-2. The Saints one-sided game, 43-19. Drew Brees, 26-29, 363 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you guys missed the game, Drew Brees, it took him 17 seasons plus 5 games to break the all-time passing yard record with 71,946 yards passing Peyton Manning. Take your hats off to Drew Brees. Breeziana. like they call him. Breezy, great milestone in his career, man. Drew Brees. Where are we gonna rank him? Where do you guys rank Drew Brees now? I mean, he looked great in that Monday night game, but where would you rank him as far as all time quarterbacks? Just all time. Is he top 10, top 5? Saints fans, let me know. And let's talk about it. But great win for the Saints. So through it all in that week, I'm disappointed in myself. Prior week I was 9-6. This week I am now 6-9. 6-9. Yeah, let me put my head down again. And for the season, I am now 39 wins, 37 losses, 2 ties. 39, 37, and 2. I'm definitely going to bounce back this week. I'm definitely going to bounce back with my predictions. I'm going to go ahead and post my predictions later on tonight for week number 6. But I am disappointed in previous week. But that's one thing with football. Is to me, that's why I love it so much, because to me, it's not like any other sports. I mean, week by week, you just never know. Teams getting their first win, like the Cardinals. Teams who you predict to win because they're Super Bowl champions, like the Eagles. They come up and lose. Because you have a consistent veteran quarterback and Aaron Rodgers, you think, you know what, he's going to go ahead and will the team to win. They lose. So you just never know. That's why I love football so much week by week. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment on this page. Let's have a great dialogue. I'm going to be posting my week 6 predictions. You guys let me know what changes you would like to see from week by week. Who impressed you? Who should get the game ball? Let me know. Until then, thank you for tuning in. Sports King signing off.